Hey everybody, it is Nick Scherer with the Realest Agents, and let's chat a little bit about this housing bubble we keep hearing about. As a fellow millennial, the only real estate market correction that we've really seen or experienced is the crash that happened about 15 years ago. So here we are with a hot market that is probably long overdue for a little bit of a cool down. So will this bubble actually pop, and will we see another crash? Anyone who's certain about what's going to happen with the market in the next few years, they're not certain. They're making predictions just like everybody else. These are unprecedented times, but fortunately, we learned our lessons in 2008. So let's go back and see exactly why it crashed. So similarly to the last few years, the market was incredibly hot and everybody was being able to buy nice homes, expensive homes. Unfortunately, lenders and banks weren't doing the due diligence that they're required to do today. Back then, they were giving out loans that people couldn't afford. And to make matters worse, a lot of the mortgages that were defaulting were adjustable rate mortgages. These mortgages are just a little bit different. In the first few years, the rates were extremely low, which were great. But as the market started to change and started to crash, those rates started to climb. And when those rates climbed, it was passed on to the consumers and they couldn't afford to make their monthly payments. The home prices sank too much, way too quickly. People weren't able to refinance in time because the interest rates spiked, and they also couldn't sell their home because they would have been upside down in their mortgage. This is what caused the mountain of foreclosures that we saw that threw the banks all into disarray. So are there similarities to today? For sure, we still have historical home prices that have been rising ever since we've recovered from the financial crisis. Especially over the last few years, low housing inventory and low interest rates has caused the prices to just skyrocket. But this time around, people have been well qualified for the mortgages that they currently have with a fixed interest rate. So as the real estate market shifts and interest rates go up, people's payments will still be the same. Looking forward, interest rates are rising, which will definitely slow down and cool down the market, as well as will likely drop some of the home prices. But we still have an inventory shortage. We don't have enough homes, and when there's high demand and low supply, that keeps the prices up. So this time around, we shouldn't have near as many foreclosures as we did last time. We have a lot of well-qualified buyers that still want to buy homes, and we're going to have this housing shortage for a while still. Other than historically high home prices, I don't see a lot of similarities to 15 years ago, just because the market starts to trend downward and we see some prices starting to go lower. Doesn't mean we're crashing. It doesn't mean this bubble is popping. I like to picture the bubble just kind of floating along, making its way down to the ground slowly. In order to have a stable and healthy real estate market, we need things to go down so that they can come right back up. That's how a healthy market's going to work. So better lending practices and still demand for housing are two of the big factors that should differentiate us from the crash in 2008. And if it does crash, I'm definitely going to delete this video right away. Historically, real estate is always appreciated over time, and that's what makes it such a great investment. It's now the right time for you to buy or sell. Everybody's situation is going to be different. I know a couple guys that could help figure that out though.